Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Finish Wednesday, where we come to you live every Wednesday night and tie some flies, tell some lies, tell some jokes, and hang out. And every now and then, someone might learn a little something. I know we have learned quite a bit. I've got Katie on the other side of the computer. She's gonna be doing a quick giveaway for a gift certificate to Big T in a little while. What's up, Steve and Bill? Thanks for hopping on with us. Tonight we're still stocking our box for our trip to Montana and Idaho and Utah and Denver. So got a few waters that we'll be fishing. So I don't know if we could really go wrong, but we're taking some advice from Mr. Craig Matthews. Hey, Randy and Gary and Ken B. Good day, Australian buddy. Hey, Mike, Freddie. Happy, I thought he said happy wife. Hey, Ed and Truman. Sorry we're late getting on. Our friend John Collins sent us a beautiful compare done the last minute, and Katie was getting loaded up so she can show. And there he is, so she could show his photograph. But before we get started on the fly, we are going to be tying Pat Dorsey's Mercury Flashback Pheasant Tail nymph. We're also going to tie just some more traditional style. I won't say traditional style, just more of a basic, non-flashy style pheasant tail nymph. Size-wise, we're going to tie 18s and 20s. What's up, Steve? Yep, that's what you said last time. Sunscreen, chapstick, lotion, sun, and wind. Hey, Ed.
We will. We'll take all that stuff with us.
Yes. So, and guys, thank you so much for those of you all who posted on Instagram your flies and use hashtag WhatFinishWednesday. And if you don't have Instagram and you want to send us the flies like Ken B does, you can feel free to email it to us at demuthflyfishing@gmail.com. And Katie can probably put that up there in the comments so you all can see it. What's up, Josh? What's up, Terry and Chris? You're tying 4s and 6s. I know. I was talking with Gary today. We're talking about stoneflies, and I'm like, should I tie 8s and 10s? And I think he's like 6s, 4s. So it'll be bigger stuff. Speaking of stoneflies, next week, and this is subject to change, but next week we have, oddly enough, this month's Smitty's fly box, and I was looking at the side, and it says fluttering stone. So this will be a fun one to tie next week. If you want to get this box, you can reach out to them. I think they're offering like 10% off with code DeMuth or something. But if you'll just send them a message and tell them you want one, I'm sure he'll give you the discount if you don't, because I don't know what the code is. But Smitty's Fly Box, Fluttering Stone. Maybe that'll be a good one for our trip out west. So, with that said, you guys want to see some pictures and Nan said happy almost Mother's Day, Katie.
She sees her fall this weekend. Yay.
Oh, nice.
Well, I get to see my soon-to-be high school graduate this weekend as well.
Well, we had a busy. What's up, Swamp Fox? And guys, the giveaway we're doing right now is going to be for those of y'all who commented and used Big T in the comment section of the YouTube video. And we really appreciate everyone who did that. That means a lot to us. And someone's going to get a gift certificate here in just a second. And for those of y'all who want to know Taylor Swift concert, I don't know how it was, but the traffic dropping the girls off, pretty insane. So with that said, what's up, Howie? Katie, you want to do a little quick giveaway, show some pictures?
I would love to do a quick giveaway and show some pictures. So we'll start with the giveaway. That sounds good. And this is for a gift certificate given to us by the man himself, Big T, for commenting on the show last week or posting your version of the not a spinner. What did we do last week? Sulfur done.
The compare done. Sparkle, the improved sparkle done.
Sparkle done. So let's see who our winner is this week. I'm going to draw a name.
And if you're watching on Instagram and you'd like to see better, come over on YouTube. You'll be able to see the different camera angles and see Katie doing the drawing.
And our winner this week is Chuck Goodpaster.
Goodpaster. Chuck
Congratulations,
Goodpaster.
Chuck. You're the winner of the Big T gift certificate. So send us a message at demoothflyfishing@gmail.com or on Instagram. Let us know a good place to make sure that we can send your gift certificate to you. I guess we could email it to him, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Just email it to him.
And then we'll show you guys some pics now of some of these sparkle duns that some of you all tied and posted up. This is Billy Bug Flies.
Bill Brashears changing his
Also
screen
known as
name.
Bill Brashears.
He's throwing us for a whirl.
We've got Butthead on the Fly. Lovely angle there.
Good job, Butthead on the Fly.
Flies.
Freddie did a phenomenal job.
I love the color.
And I'll say this again, guys, the one do exactly what I'm doing, do something different. And I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah, I love it. This is okay, so that's Freddie's, and this is Gray Ghost. And our weekly email from Ken Brooks from Down Under.
Ooh, Ken.
I
Our
love
Australian
the
buddy.
design of the photo.
Nice.
We have a new submission this week from Nick.
He's from Johnson City. I think he used to submit some stuff quite a while ago. Size 20 Betis sparkle done. So that one's a little small, and they get quite a bit more difficult when you get the size 20 and 22s.
And then we had a last minute one I grabbed, electric tire.
Mr. Collins. Good
Love
job.
the body on that. Very cool. So that's all we got this week. So those of you who commented, thank you so much. And those of you who watched last week, thank you for watching. Hope you liked the show tonight. And again, congratulations to Chuck Goodpaster for being our winner this week of the drawing for the Big T gift certificate.
Good job, Chuck. All righty. So unless my comments quit working, I will go ahead and get started on the fly. So I had it out a while ago, and I have misplaced it. My newest book that Pat Dorsey released just a little while ago has gone MIA. But the fly that we're going to tie, and for those of y'all that are watching us for a while, you have seen, thank you, Truman, for saying hey to Ed. So I know my comments are working. If you've been watching us very long, you know this is one of our favorite books. This is Pat Dorsey's Tying and Fishing. Yeah, Tying and Fishing Tailwater Flies. This is a phenomenal book that has got a lot of patterns. Obviously, Pat is fishing over in Colorado, but I can tell you from personal experience, these things absolutely kill here in East Tennessee as well as all over. This pattern is coming out directly out of this book. This is the Mercury Flashback Pheasant Tail here. So if you want any step-by-step instructions, this is a great book, and the way he lays it out is just outstanding. Cannot plug that book enough. So let's switch over to the vise here. I'll zoom in for those of you all on Instagram. And if you're watching on Instagram and you want to see this fly better, if you can, come over on YouTube. You will see it quite a bit better. So this is the size 20 Mercury Flashback Pheasant Tail nymph. And Pat also ties it without the flashback, and in some cases as well. But this is just this is the one we're going to start off with. And here's a little cup of them here with different ones. And we've got our box is slowly filling up. We've got our sparkle duns. Let's see if you can even see them. We got our spinners that we tied a few weeks ago. And we've got our improved sparkle duns here.
Mike
and
Phillips
here.
wants to see more pics of the concert.
More pics of the concert. Katie could probably put you up on that.
I have tons.
Yes.
And we were there on Saturday night, and the weather was beautiful. It could have been better. Those that were in Nashville on Sunday night got poured on, so we were really, really lucky.
I got a chance to go to Fly South. Is that the name
Fly
of it?
South.
Fly South. It's a really cool fly shop in downtown Nashville, and they're it's a pretty cool place. But we'll be talking about more about them later. But anyway, so we've got our sparkle duns, and then we've got these are just the standard pheasant tails that we're going to tie in a little while. And underneath is one lone Mercury Flashback Pheasant Tail. And then here's one alone. So I'm going to fill up this row right there with pheasant tails, both sides of the row. All righty. So let's take this one out of the vise and we'll get to tying. And guys, ask whatever questions you've got. Hopefully I'll be able to see them in time before they disappear. Yeah, we might be going down to Fly South to do some tying demos or something. I'd be interested to see those of y'all that are remotely local, how many of y'all would come out and hang out with us down there. For this fly, we're going to use the Tiemco 101 in a size 20. And this is the straight eye. I forget someone last week was asking, should we use a straight eye hook or not on the other one. And I'm going to use midge silver line glass beads. And midge is just the smallest. Do some split back ones too. Well, do you want it yellow? Or what color do you want the split, if you want to call it that? You're going to throw me for a curve. All right, so get the size 20 in the vise here. Now, the John's trying to throw me for a curve because one of the things that I wanted to show is literally how simple you can make this fly as far as material. So we're going to use thread, and this is the 18-aught Semperfli. They call it Spyder thread, but I think it's classic. Gary can tell us here in a minute. Is it still Spyder thread, the 18-aught, Gary? I can't remember, but this is the twisted version of their classic wax, but it's 18-aught, so it's 30 denier. Sure, I'm telling you right. I believe it's 30 denier. Really thin, but it is super strong. And the main reason that I like using this size thread is if you notice when you're looking at my flies here, there's not a big band of thread in between the peacock and the eye or in the bead. But if all you had 70 denier, so Gary, it is still Spyder thread. If all you got 70 denier or 12-aught, that's totally fine as well. We'll use the 12-aught on the next pattern. So all I'm going to do, and I do tie a little bit differently than Pat does in his book, but I'll explain to you some of the differences. So I want to bring just one layer of thread back, and Pat starts off by building a dam. That's one too many. Building a dam behind the bead to hold the bead in place. I don't really think that's necessary to hold it in place. That's just, the bead's not going anywhere. It's not like it's a slotted bead. It's not, there's no orientation. It can spin however it wants to. If it goes to there, if it slides over, it's not a big deal. Wire, I'm going to use the, okay, which one? This one? Okay. I'm going to use the 0.2 millimeter tying wire and bright gold. So I'm going to hold this at an angle, just like this. I'll put one kind of loose wrap on it and make sure when I pull it up straight, it's not going to run into the bead. So just like this. And then my next wrap, I'm going to push it down kind of around the hook shank a little bit. So I'm going to keep the wraps touching all the way back to the hook bend, to just before the hook bend. Okay. And if you got a little bit there, you can just kind of help it down. So you can see my wire's pretty straight, but it is definitely on the side to towards the bottom of the hook shank. Okay. Makes sense so far? Now I've got a beautiful center tail pheasant feather off of a cock that is phenomenal. And I'm especially fond of this one because this is one that Craig shot himself. I'm going to take four fibers here, pull them straight. and pull them off. Now you can see the curly, see how the butt ends are lined up perfectly straight there. I'm gonna grab, pull them to my fingers, and see the tips are lined up. Now, sometimes you can do everything right, and the tips are not going to be perfectly lined up, and that's okay. It's not a huge deal. But here's one thing that is a big deal, and that's getting this bundle of Peacock on top of the hook shank. Especially if it gets over on the side where the wire is. When you go to wrap the wire, you'll pull the tails over a little bit and kind of come around. So you want to make sure it's on the top of the hook shank. And lengthwise, you want to make it shorter than what you think you want. I'm going for, like, when I'm looking at that looks pretty short until I look up and look at it at the the camera, it looks long. So I'm gonna kind of pull it over on my side just a little bit and pull them to length, because I do not want them longer than the body. And that's just kind of my personal preference. Now I'm holding this really tight, and I'm gonna put one more wrap right over that other wrap, and I'm keeping my thread pretty tight. Bring all this bundle back, and I'm gonna do touching wraps going forward. Now I'm making the color of the hook shank disappear, so I'm going to have almost 2 total layers of thread going up to the bead here. And see, you can't really see the wire there. You can't see the wire. Maybe a couple little teeny tiny spots. The Peacock is brittle, so when I'm rocking or pushing the Peacock around, if I haven't covered that wire, that is one place that you can have a break, or a place where it'll break. So for whatever that's worth. So I'm gonna put a few extra wraps here, because I'm not gonna put it on my bobbin cradle. I'm just gonna pull the bundle down, and I'm gonna hold it out. You see how, can you see how I'm holding the fibers where they're parallel to each other? I'm not sliding through my fingers. Just getting them just right. And I broke one just as I said that. Ha. No big deal.
Oops.
Pull that one off. I'll hold my breath as I pull it off. Good enough. Try it with 3. So, see if that's my one mistake of the night. I'm glad. Shoot. If you break 2 off, then you got to go ahead and redo it. Come on, where's the peanut gallery? You just wanted to see me. What I did is I just want to make sure that you all have the good opportunity to be able to see me tie that in nicely twice. So butt ends are lined up. We got 4 fibers. We switch back to the hook, please.
Sure.
Butt end lined up. Got 4 fibers pulled out. Tips are lined up here. See the tips. Switch it over. Grab the tips. Do a pinch wrap. Put it right there on top. Slide it back. Get my length the way I want it. Like that. Make sure this is tight. Touching wraps all the way up. I'm gonna put a few extra wraps here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna do the same thing. And I do not put glue or anything underneath the pheasant. Maybe was I calling it Peacock? That's probably why I broke. You got mad at me if I was calling it Peacock. So I did wrap this the opposite direction. I didn't. That's right, Ed. I didn't have my tongue out. So this is not going the same direction as my thread. So I'm holding this down, and I cross my thread over. It's kind of a loose wrap, and I'll do 1 wrap in front of it. Pull tight. I'm going to do that twice. Now I'm going to bring this forward to where I've got that bundle of 4 coming out right at the front. See that? And now I'm going to wrap my wire. And usually I get 4 wraps that are visible. So that last wrap will not be visible at all. Pull that around. Pop that off. Good so far? I hope so. All right, so let's bring our thread back. Like I said, we want roughly, we'll cover that one up, but roughly I want about this part here to be about 60% and this right here to be about 40%. And that looks about like what I've got. So now I've got some Peacock. It's regular old Peacock, nothing fancy. Pulling 2 fibers off. Grab it like this. Find my scissors. Cut them off to length. Oh gosh. It's all this nervousness of tying. My next, I forgot my next material. The flat mirage tinsel in 0.8 millimeter. This is not the smallest stuff you can get, but it is pretty small. It's a flashback after all, so this is what makes it the flashback. Put this on. Pull it to the length just a little bit. I'll bring this back to where that was. You do want it on the center as much as possible. See, Ed, I was holding my tongue out there. So it should have turned out a little bit better. All right, so we got the flashback in there. Now we'll pull our Peacock out. And this could be my first one that I can really mess up on. We'll tie it down all the way to the back. Bring our thread forward. I'm going to put my flashback underneath my material clip here. Good so far. I'm telling you, this is, I'm making a show of this, but this is a pretty easy pattern. Now, I'm not doing anything special. It's just 2. And the brand of this Peacock is, I think it's a pack that I had left over from like just a generic pack, like one that I got from, I don't know, a kid a long time ago. It's nothing fancy. So you see, I just kind of moved the pheasant out of the way. We'll pop those off. So now I've got 1 coming off this side, 3 off the other side. So break those off. I'm going to go ahead and start encouraging them to go over. So here's 1, 2 wraps. So 2 wraps, it gets it pretty much the way it needs to go. Take the flashback. There's 1 wrap, 2 wraps, pull it back, 1, 2. So you can see we've got I don't know, a handful of wraps here right behind the bead, and we have not created much of a tie-in point. It's pretty small there, and that's what I like to see personally. What do you think, Katie?
Yes, that's what I like to see as well.
All right, I'll put a little Sally Hansen's on there. There's a 4-turn whip finish behind that bead. Still, there's no thread going up over the bead or anything. We are fine. And then we'll put my scissors just a little bit beyond the peacock. Straighten her tail back up. And that's looking like it'll fish okay. That one, everyone is quiet, Truman. I was getting ready to ask Katie if I'm like, am I missing something? But so we'll put this one here. We'll do a little switcheroo. Use a lot.
Oh, and while he's switcherooing,
And that was a size 20, by the way. So thanks,
have
Freddie.
pictures to share. Tay on screen.
Oh, picture. Since you all asked, here we go.
Since you asked. And these are the three girls, all dolled up in their Taylor Swift outfits, having fun in Music City, USA.
And I was over there somewhere behind, way off in the distance. I'm mesmerized. Yeah. Okay. So we'll do something a shade different, but also a lot alike. We're gonna do one that's just kind of a little more standard. This is the new Ahrex Freshwater 563. If you can see that, there you go, 563 and a size 18. Yeah, size 18. We're going to, that works as well. This is going to be similar. That's almost similar. I'm going to start my thread pretty much as far as I want the body to go. So there we go. So, or the abdomen to go. And I'll cover over it some more. I'm going to do the same thing with my wire, if I can find it. Here we go. Hold it at an angle, cross over, bring it down. There we go. And I'd switched over to the 12-aught classic wax thread. Take rid of that one. We're going to do the same thing with our pheasant tail. Got our tips for our butts. Pull it down, pinch wrap, make sure it's slid back on bare hook shank. And see how that's probably, it might be a shade longer than shank length there. So I'm holding my thread up, pull a little bit shorter. That's looking a little bit better. Put one more wrap, pull tight. Now we're just going to do a nice little thread base. I'm going to bring my thread up forward because I don't want to use my material clip, or sorry, my I'm going to get a little closer together. There we go.
Hey, good luck with that, Ken. He says he's going to try this in a size 20. We'll see you later, Ken. Thanks again for sending some pics.
The last one was a 20, so hopefully you should be able to burn them up, whip them up.
Let's crank another one out.
Crank another one out. So I'm just going to leave that right there. Not do anything else. All we've done is put a tail wrap pheasant. Really simple. Now we'll take our wire, we're going to wrap it around. So remember, we're wrapping the wire the same way we did our thread. So it's going the opposite direction of our pheasant all the way up to here. Pull it all tight. Welcome. We're looking forward to seeing your variations, seeing your work, Ken. So I'm just going to take this same bunch, pull it back, and just kind of fold it over itself. About trying to get it right. There we go. Make sure we got this little ramp going down so you can see it's pretty smooth. We've got our pheasant tail here. Now, if I wanted this to be a flashback, I would have put, before I folded that back, I would just put the flashback material in. And here's where we grab kind of our crummy. I say kind of our crummy because this is just kind of crummy peacock that's actually wrapping pretty darn good the past week or so. It's fine. Cut off. then we're going to tie it in the same way. So I've got my 2 fibers lined up where I cut the tips off, capture it, pull it to length, pull a couple more, a little more to length. There we go. There we go. And you can see how right here behind the eye, right behind the eye is totally clean. So I'm going to put my first wrap there because that's where I'm going to kind of have everything hanging off. So now I've got room to build my head. I've got room for all my peacock. It's all fine. Let's see which one come up. Touching wraps with these 2 peacock quills. And don't crowd this eye. So this is good there. Because we still have to tie in our pheasant.
Spelled P-H-E-A-S.
So that's 6 and only $200.
I spelled pheasant incorrectly, by the way, the first time that I.
It was totally on accident, though. You didn't. It's not like you did it.
Well,
it's not like you didn't know how to spell pheasant.
I mean, I guess if I was on the spot, like in a spelling bee, and they were like, spell pheasant, and I stood there and thought about it, I probably would have spelled it right, but I don't know why I spelled peasant. Probably because I was tired.
Probably. Okay. So we've got our little wing case there on this size 18. Now I'm going to take my bodkin to separate. And if you want, on these size 18s and 20s, if you just want one leg, that's fine. You can have one leg. If you want 2, that's fine. Whatever you would like. And pull this back, hold this up just a little bit. Down. This down a little bit. Up. I'm going to build my head, just bring my thread back to the back. Now we're ready for a whip finish. And we're good. Actually, it was kind of like a mess from here with those big old doodads. Ready to swing salmon flies on a switch rod. If you're talking to me or Katie, absolutely.
I said yes, please.
Oh. Here we go. You notice I did not put the Sally Hansen's on the thread that time because there's no bead, and I can just stick the brush right there. I love tying a size 18, saying it's ginormous. So here is our standard
peasant with a pheasant. Truman,
peasant tail.
You're crazy. That's a good way to remember it.
And now, so what I do when I'm putting head spin on, I just do that. Just hit it like that. And then I grab a brassy or a 0.3 millimeters, a thick wire, scrap, run it through there. And now we're good. And that is that barbless Ahrex 563 wet fly hook. And that's pretty cool. I like that one. Do you want a bigger one or a smaller one next? We'll do one. This might be a really quick evening with everyone. And guys on Instagram, if you're watching, we'd love to see you hop in on YouTube so you can see quite a bit better. And everyone on YouTube, from one of our good buddies that's on here quite a bit, he keeps suggesting, and I'm like, dude, I always forget. I do have a sign right here. If you haven't already liked, or once we post a video, we'd love it if you like the video. But if you haven't subscribed to our channel, we'd really appreciate you subscribing to our channel very much. He told me a lot of stuff to say, and I can't remember it all, but please subscribe to our channel. We appreciate it tremendously.
2 votes for big.
Oh, Gary said it's a pleasant tail, honey.
I know. Truman said it's a pleasant peasant with a pheasant.
Oh, yes. Big. Well, he did say do a size 16, or Craig did say 16s as well, so we'll do a 16.
That's ginormous. Oh my gosh.
Is that too
you
big?
Better watch out.
Is size 16 too big? Ouch!
That is.
They're sharp.
Huge.
Ouch. See, got it. Put over to the vise.
Hook in a really strange place this week too.
Switch over to the vise. See, it got stuck. One of those hooks is stuck in my finger. Sure, I'm the only one that's done that.
At least it's not a treble hook in your nose.
True. That story will not be told.
True story, guys.
You don't fit in the trout's mouth. I know. All right. So anyway, do this one same way. We'll make that about there. So once again, where I start the thread is really important because I use that as a measuring point. I'll break that off a little bit. And get my wire. This is the last one I'll get out of this wire. Pull the length. Make sure that wire is down. It looks okay. I want to see Chris's size 6. Might have to go with more than 4 fibers, but I don't know. Maybe not. And on top, that's probably about right on the length, maybe a little long still. Yeah, it should be fine. One more wrap, pull tight. Bring this over. Subscriptions don't cost anything, that's right. Appreciate it, Truman. All right. And your comments mean a lot to us, whether we're giving stuff away or not. So we'd love you commenting on here. And if there's something you'd like to see, like Mr. Collins got on here and said, "Tie flashback," let us know. And I can't talk and wrap Pheasant Tail at the same time, obviously.
So is the 0.1 wire not a good size for that small of fly?
If I was going to do, and I mainly do my, I used to think so. The main reason that I don't is when I was tying some Mercury, some Manhattan midges, and those to me seem quite a bit smaller than this, even though, you know, size 20, size 22. And Forrest suggested just using the small wire, which is equivalent to the 0.2 millimeter, down to, I think, 22. I think. And he said 22, he will start switching to the really small stuff, to the 0.1 millimeter, the extra small wire. But that's kind of why I was like, well, if he's using all that, then we really don't have to go down to the really small stuff very often. And I think in his book, let's see on the...
Oh, story time.
Let's see what he says on the Mercury Flashback, size 18 to 24, and he says fine gold wire, reverse rib. So fine's not the extra fine or super fine or whatever, just regular fine. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get, because this is a ginormous one. Well, I got one kind of thick, one not so thick. So I'm gonna kind of line up the butts for no reason other than it's easier to hold on to. We'll cut the tips, tie this in. And this is like a really, really fast tie as well. Once you get your proportions and everything together, it doesn't take long at all to tie a handful of these up. Keeping your fingers, now I'm separating now, but keeping your fingers close to the hook shank will help keep your pheasant tail, or really any kind of fiber that you're wrapping. I think I did one too many. Any kind of fiber that you're wrapping, that you got two pieces of material, Keeping your fingers close to the hook shank will keep them from separating as much. See how it looks. Yeah, it looks okay. Maybe it might be a little bit, should have gone maybe one rep back, a little bit more. Okay. Pull our wing case forward. Now we'll separate these again. Now we'll build our head. Now I know I didn't do great, but that was 3 flies. See how that looks? Purty it looks. Red with Flora Bright. Now I could probably do that. Although that's going to be kind of thick. But I could try one. That was a terrible wet finish, so hopefully it doesn't break. We're good. Oh, and I don't think they're on here now, but Living Waters Fly Fishing is a shop, or Living Waters Fly Shop. I think they're a shop in Texas. And Chris, I believe it was Chris, sent us a note today. Wanted to know if we would tie one of his signature patterns on the show live one night. So if anyone knows at Living Waters down there, tell them they'd like to see it. Because I told him, sure, maybe. Let's see what you got. What kind of pattern does he want us to tie? Because Chris has done a bunch of different patterns for Umpqua. He's very talented, for sure. Those might be a touch long, but let's have a little fun. Let's do something a little different. Let's go wild. I've got enough of these plain Jane big ones here. We'll put another hook in the vise. Well, that sounds exciting. We're going to put another hook in the vise.
You're going crazy.
Chris is my father guy. Yeah. So Nan, send him a note. Chris is a great guy. Yeah. Hopefully it'll, because people don't realize it now anyway. When people ask us to do it, we don't charge them to. I mean, a T-shirt's nice or something, but we just like sharing and creating good vibes. How about that? All right, what color are you thinking, Gary, or whoever, for the Flora Bright? Someone's going to say purple, and we'll be like, dude, that's the one color I don't have. I don't care what color you tell me. It'll be the one color I don't have. So the one product that you need to get, if you don't already have it, is this 18-aught. I don't know. I can't do it. 18-aught Spyder wax thread.
Yes.
The 18-aught is bomb. It really helps out with these really small flies. If you don't have that, then spend $3 and buy you a thing of thread.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to start this, and then here in a second we'll look up and see what you all have decided on a color.
Oh my gosh, you have all kinds of. You've got purple, red, purple and blue, chartreuse.
We'll have to get a new piece of wire. You all seen my trip phosphorus. You all seen my trick on cutting wire. Has anyone not seen my trick on cutting wire? Here it is. Take the wire, see it between my fingers, break it. Don't cut it. You don't need a dull scissors at all. You don't need scissors. Chartreuse.
Do you not have like the phosphorus yellow Flora Bright?
I might.
Well,
I don't know. Oh, shucks. Guys, I guess I don't need wire after all, do I? After I just told you about cutting that gum wire. Let's see.
I'm pretty sure he has it, even though he'll say he can't find it or something. I know that he has it.
Well, here's something that's kind of cool. I was tying up some, I've done this for the past 6 months or so. And switch over to the vise one more time, please, honey. So this is, what's it called? A blowtorch. And I've been using Floor Bright, 3 strands of Floor Bright for my blow torches for quite some time. So you see how pretty that is? And the fish like it. It's fine. So you wanted, we got pale, fluorescent pale orange, actually pretty. So Katie, you tell me what colors. I don't have purple.
Are you sure?
Honey, you always ask me that.
We've been through this a million times.
Yeah,
He
I
always
do not
says he
have
doesn't have
purple.
purple.
I've got like every color of yellow and orange.
Phosphor yellow or chartreuse.
I've got chartreuse. I've got, well, that's weird. That looks like chartreuse spot.
I thought there was a color called like phosphor yellow or phosphor.
I've got fluorescent green. I've got pale green. I don't think I've got yellow sunburst, yellow, golden orange. This is ridiculous. Pale, fluorescent pale orange, dark orange, pink, pale pink.
Well, you're getting a lot of chartreuse yellows. And since we don't have purple, it's going to have to be one of those.
Okay. Well, we'll do these. Yellow sunburst is pretty bright. How's this one, honey? How does this color look okay?
Yes.
It's
wonderful.
Cool. So pull this out. So this is a giant size 16 again, and I'd say this would work down to probably a 20 as well. We've tied your killer ant pattern. The key's going to be, I want so many flies I bring with me, Gary. It's not going to be funny, and I just hope I'm bring the right stuff. Okay, so we got our
what did you decide to use again?
Yellow sunburst. It's pretty bright.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Does it meet with your approval?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So just I better not. It's going to be really crazy. Go with more than 4 fibers, but I like going the least amount possible because that is one of the things when I first started tying, I always put too much materials on. So someone to say, hey, just use 3, just use 4 fibers really goes a long way for me. Okay, so we've got we switch over, put purple on the list.
I'm trying to comment just a
So
minute.
I'm gonna do one more wrap here. Back. Got that locked down. I might try to be really crazy and kill 2 birds with 1 stone and make John Collins happy on this one too.
Well, that's always a good thing.
Just put that in my clip.
Baltze's Paranymph.
I'm just glad that I didn't break any more pheasant fibers. I was kind of worried there for a minute. I'm like, good grief, you break them pretty easy. It's not that big a deal to break them. But I haven't broken one in a while because I've tied a ton of these things past week. And first one I do. So I've got yellow number 11. I do have yellow, honey.
That's what I wanted.
I've got yellow number 11.
Yeah, that's like a...
Oh, honey, if you just look at the 2, they're really not a whole bunch of difference.
Yeah, the one closer, I can tell the difference.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. See, I'm in trouble because I got the wrong one.
John's colorblind. You have to forgive him.
Yes, but
actually, I don't really ever notice it except for occasionally, which is pretty cool. Like you've sort of like figured stuff out, you know?
Yeah, I guess I can read a thing. So what I did is I did just twist this up because I didn't want it to be a nice tight cord. This
Ooh,
would be a
that
good one
looks
for Katie to take a
good.
picture of, don't you think?
Yeah.
Try to do a little extra good job on this one for you, baby.
Ooh.
Because I know you get so excited when I'm like,
Because
hey,
you're
honey,
like, it's almost Mother's Day, so.
I've got one for you to take a picture of, babe. You're like, oh, you're so awesome. Thank you so much.
And then you're like, but just send it to me first so I can be sure.
All right, I'm going to be weird here.
Fluoro bright.
So I'm going to capture that in here.
How'd you do that?
How to do what?
What trick?
What trick?
I don't know. Keep going.
What happened?
Nothing.
Gary or John, what happened just then? I think I did something that one maybe didn't know about.
Maybe I've just never seen that before.
Seen what?
How are you doing that?
Oh, honey. Well, I haven't either. I'm literally making this up.
It's a Taylor Swift concert hangover.
Sure.
It was such a G-rated fun thing. There were no hangovers. I mean, there was like I'm super tired the next day because like you're literally on your feet all day long. But
she was like, I think I dropped all the girls off at 3, picked them up at midnight or so.
Yeah, a little after midnight.
The cool thing is I was in traffic until it took me about 2 hours to get to the concert to pick them up. And we got back to the Airbnb in 45 minutes. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, the pickup worked out amazingly.
I don't know if I'm doing this right. I have to do a little finagling with this one, John. That's what's fun about it. I should have done the thing a little different, little backwards. Okay. You're like, does this dude know what he's doing? And the answer is no. I'm enjoying myself though. And if there's 200 people watching at the same time, then hey, cool.
Gary just posted up a great recipe.
Ooh, all right. You guys check out Gary's recipe and post it up. Share it, show it off. So I'm really going for a thick, bushy one on this one, but not too far forward. Got her 2.
No, it wasn't even remotely like a Grateful Dead concert. It was quite different than that for sure.
There was a lot of moms, not a lot, from what I've heard anyway. There was a handful of mothers that had their wine coolers or something.
Yeah, it was like there were lots of moms there being just cool moms, like, you know. And then there might have been like literally a handful of dads, which was awesome too.
Yeah.
And then I might have seen like 2 boyfriends. And the rest were all teenage 20-something girls, pretty much.
Well, so. John, I tried to pull that through. So I wish I would have done type this one in first. Oh well. Won't make it work somehow. So I'm going to bring up my split case part here in the middle. Okay.
While you're fixing that.
So see how it looks right there? Got a little bright, super bright yellow. Yes, ma'am. While I'm fixing it.
Just quickly come over to say happy to our little princess Misha, who's 2 today. And honey, if you look up on the screen.
Let me just get this one little bit done.
Happy birthday, Misha.
Oh boy.
Now, she's not 2 in that picture. That was last year's picture. So next year we'll have this year's picture.
All right. Well, I think this turned out kind of cool. If I can make that work. So far, how's that looking? Maybe.
Yep. I think we're all kind of like holding our breath right now.
Oh, I'm definitely holding my breath.
Yes, Swamp Fox.
And
Have
so,
a million pictures.
guys, if you like the freestyle, let us know. And as my buddy told me, subscribe and what's it called? Like and subscribe. That thing has got a stray fiber on it. That's probably why it's not going to get bit. All right, that one definitely has to be photographed by Katie. Oh, man.
Sure thing, honey.
Let's see if I can get that before I put glue on it. Should be good. Dogs rock. Birthday, that would fast. Yep, Brian, I think you're right. This would be. I think this would be good. I think it'd be fine to just have that, to use that as the split case, but do something a little different than with the actual case itself. And I can't find my help suit. There it is.
There's Misha taking a nap in the car. You know, when you're a big German Shepherd, you got to do what you got to do to get that head propped up just right.
And she does no problem doing what she's got to do.
None.
Got a little place there. All right. What do you think about the yellow?
I love it. It's my fave.
That's what I was thinking, Brian. I think that'd be kind of cool. Good idea, Gary, or whoever told me to go with it. And then John starting it off by telling me to do a split case and just kind of experimenting and playing with it, everything. I think it's kind of cool. You could even put a little resin on top to make it even more something, but we're going to leave it standard, leave it just like that. And I might go back and watch to see if I tied it, watch myself tie it, see what I could tie it differently. But
I like it.
It looks pretty cool. And all the different, that one.
It glows.
And it will go, that's the only bad thing is getting with the barbless hooks is it's hard to get pictures with the fish with the hooks in their mouth because they come out so easily. So, but that is a good bad thing to have. Harderizing tool for the fuzzies. Yeah, there's a couple on top. We'll see. I don't know if the fish are going to care or not, but and so another thing, guys, this is a big 16 on those size 20s. If you wanted to start with 4 fibers and when you got to the front, you want to break a couple of them off so you just had 2 legs, that'd be fine. Or 1 leg on each side is what I mean. That'd be fine. If you're tying a size 14 or 6 or 12, if you want to use more fibers, that'd be fine. But if you notice on all these flies, pay attention to how thin the body is. This is one, not even a full touching wrap of thread all the way down, and then touching wraps all the way back up. So down and back is all the thread that's on this whole fly, at least for the abdomen part of it. And the pheasant fibers are side by side, not rolled up on each other. So it's thin. Think about what sulfur nymphs, Baetis nymphs, we're little mayflies is what we're trying to mimic. So keep them thin. We did bang a bunch out and freestyled it. That was awesome. Fudd, thank you for hopping on, Fudd. It's nice to see you. All right. Katie?
Yeah.
Anything else? Do you want to do a giveaway for next week? We can give away a fly box, a Tiemco fly box.
Okay.
So next week we will tie this fly here, Katie. Catch. Good catch.
Terrible throw. Okie dokie. Well, I don't know what it is. It's a fluttering stone.
We'll tie that fluttering stone, and also Gary's going to send us some recipes for another stone fly, but we're going to tie that, and we'll give away an Umpqua fly box because we've got some stuff to talk about with Umpqua fly box. So to enter, do you want to do just post the fly hashtag Whitfish Wednesday and comment on the video?
Yep, that's
Cool.
what I want to do.
So same thing as always. No fat pheasant, pleasant pheasants. That's right. Well, guys, thanks so much for hopping on. This has been a good night. Right about an hour, so we are good on time. Katie is sporting her new hat from Western Anglers. They saw me wearing my shirt the other week, and they realized it didn't fit anymore. Don't know why. Crickets. But they sent her a hat to wear. So thanks to Western Anglers. And thank you guys, everyone who comments. Thanks for all of you that subscribed. We really appreciate it. Like the video, thumbs up, whatever you want to do. And comment on this video. That'll get you in to win an Umpqua fly box. And post your hashtag Whitfish Wednesday fly. That will get you in to win. We'd love to see your variations of the Pleasant Peasant Pheasant Tail.
That's right.
The Pleasant Peasant Pheasant Tail. And you might get an extra credit if you say the YouTube Pleasant Peasant Pheasant Tail. So, guys, I'll turn it over to Katie. Let's take it out. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Have a great weekend. If you know Mom, tell her Happy Mother's Day. Have a great weekend, guys. Anything else?
Nope. Okay. We're good.
Happy tying. Bye.
See you guys.